big things happening in boxing. Mike Tyson set to take on Roy Jones Jr. Big breaking news in the 8-round exhibition fight. You know, news just coming out. Mike Tyson set to take on Roy Jones Jr. September 12th, Los Angeles, California. Let's have it. We've got the poster. Obviously, this was posted by Roy Jones himself on his Twitter. On his Instagram. Saturday, September 12th, 2020. Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. Live, Los Angeles. Let's have it. Legends Only League presents. Well, let's quickly get to a few things that's saying here. Roy Jones said, "I'm happy that this fight between me and Mike Tyson will happen. I was always ready and be ready this time as well." So obviously we've all been seeing Mike Tyson's footage of his pad work, with his coach, looking fast, looking sharp. Obviously Mike Tyson 53 though, but he's still looking quick. Like even 53-year-old Mike Tyson will put at least 99.9% of guys to sleep, if you know what I'm saying. Devastating fashion. But Roy Jones also said, "I have no intention of going back and fighting again, but for the sake of Mike Tyson, I have to make an exception. For me, this is an opportunity that I cannot refuse. Of course, those who wanted to go into the ring with him, he chose me, and since he did that, how can I say no?" So those are the words of Roy Jones Jr. So Roy Jones Jr. knows he wants that paycheck, he wants that money, because this fight is actually going to be on pay-per-view. You telling me that people are not going to purchase pay-per-view to watch Mike Tyson fight Roy Jones Jr.? I don't care if Roy Jones is 51 and Mike is 53. Or no, Mike Tyson's 54 and Roy Jones is 51. People are going to want to see what's going on. And it's going to be interesting to see the kind of numbers they're actually going to do. It's going to be an 8-round exhibition fight. I think I saw somewhere they said that they're likely going to wear head guards and wear, the big gloves. Are they going to be as big as the amateur gloves at the Olympics and that kind of size gloves? To be honest, I don't care if the gloves are big gloves or they wear head guards or not. It's going to be fascinating to see Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. Are they going to take it seriously? Are they going to go after it? Are they just going to be, having fun in there? We just wait and see what happens. Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. What kind of gay pay-per-view are they going to generate? Because, a fight like this is going to need a crowd. Are they going to be able to have a crowd for this Los Angeles fight in California? With all this, COVID stuff that's going on in America, are they going to be able to have a crowd? If they're able to get a crowd, let's say this fight happened last year, this time, September 12th last year, people would absolutely fill up the arena whether this fight is going to take place. Pay-per-view numbers to watch Mike Tyson, because a lot of American boxing fans still view Mike Tyson, even though he's retired, they still view him as this embodiment of the baddest man of all time. This persona that Mike Tyson's got. Mike Tyson's got that, dangerous, baddest man on the planet persona. People still associate that with him. And all these fights coming through, people just view them as, wannabe Mike Tysons. So we need to wait and see what happens. What kind of pay-per-view numbers will they be able to generate? Is it going to be behind closed doors? Is there going to be a crowd? I think people are going to purchase good pay-per-view, for this fight. There's a lot of, fighters currently now that I believe this fight will probably generate more pay-per-view than them. Do you think because the star power these guys have got, even though everybody knows they're washed up and they old, people know Roy Jones Jr. and people know Mike Tyson. Now, they know Mike Tyson more so than Roy Jones Jr., but Roy Jones has definitely got a good, solid name within the boxing community. So we have to wait and see what happens. Mike Tyson to face Roy Jones Jr. in an 8-round exhibition fight. Someone getting knocked out? Are they going to take it seriously? Because if Mike Tyson's putting his body through all this stress on the pads and all this, is he going to be coming there to not take it seriously? Will Mike Tyson fight more fights after this? If this fight is successful and it generates a lot of money, are we going to be seeing other fighters like Evander Holyfield coming through? Because I don't want to say Holyfield coming through, because I saw some videos of him in the gym. He looked mad slow. might be a bit dangerous for, people like Evander Holyfield. But Mike Tyson, 54, still looking vicious, still looking fast in the gym. Let's wait and see what happens. Drop your comments in the comment section below. What do you think about what I've said? What do you think about Mike Tyson taking on Roy Jones Jr.? Who wins this fight? Would there be a knockout? Is it then? Do you really want to see these 50-something-year-olds taking on each other? Because we don't want to see any of these guys getting hurt. So drop your comments in the comment section below. What do you think about what I said? Do you want to see this fight? Who wins this fight? What are the pay-per-view numbers going to be saying? Drop your comments in the comment section below. Cool.